recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no everyone. Thanks for tuning Blaque in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. If you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. I don't know why some of y'all be up in here and y'all clearly don't like the Queen. You be a whole hater, but some of y'all be in here. But anyway, I digress. For those of you who do subscribe to the channel, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Dr._AShakur, TikTok at Dr.AShakur, and Twitter at TheGoddess27. Now let's get into it. All right, Claudette is here. Pearly, Juju said the Queen is queening. Thank you. Courtney J, Greta Lee. Okay, that Crazy Beach Aries said, bye, fake arse, Nancy Drew. I know that's right. Aboriginal woman. All right, 504 Nola. RG type, did I say you? Terry Lee King, hey, beloved, said, I am here, Queen. Love you, Hunty. And I love you, right, Black. All right. Ray Williams in the house. Goodness, Radio Bo. Let's see what Mr. Hotel is saying. There's only one Nancy Drew of journalism, and she's not low down in ghetto. I know that's right. Thank you, beloved. Okay. G from the land is here. Desmond said, Nancy Drew, thank you. Miss Evie is here. I said, they be wigging on the Queen. Don't they know? Okay. All right, so let's get into it. Eric, oh hell no, said, who the hell is hating? Family meeting. All right, Tawana is here. Okay, so let's get into it. Kimberly France, Raphael. All right, said, I got off work early. Hey, y'all. Hey, beloved, I love that name, Raphael. All right, RG Titan in the house, Nessie X. Okay, so let's get into it. Shout out to everyone chatting, everyone tuning into Queen. Y'all know I love me some Royals. Al Richards in here. Okay, Lillian X, Aboriginal woman's in the house. All right, so let's talk about it now. Hey, Pennywise, before I get started, the sheriff is in here too. All right. So before I get started, yes, somebody was clearly pressed into hating. Hold on, honey. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up the nefarious receipts. Y'all know I don't mind putting people's comments up here. See, here's the thing. I don't know if people think that they leave comments to make me mad. Y'all, they can never make me mad. Trolls and haters, they don't make me mad. They just make me glad because I know I'm doing my job. Because if you're so pressed about what the Queen is cooking, why are you on here? I have questions. I mean, I make the announcement every live that if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, exit stage left. But for some reason, they won't. You know why they won't? Because they know I am the Queen of Receipts. Okay? I am the Queen of Receipts, and they know this, and they know I give good commentary. So that's why they come, even though I'm the one they love to hate. But so anyway, somebody named Lucille left me a little comment trying to be slick. Okay, trying to act like I'm a whole fool. Pay attention. I'm going to show you all the comment because y'all know I don't care. Because, honey, you can't embarrass the Queen. And I didn't block this person. I didn't block them because I'm going to let them hate on, honey. Okay, like that song by Smokey Robinson. When that Smokey Robinson said, float on, I'm going to let them hate on, baby. Because here it goes. Now, this is what Lucille Hat 1608 said. Lucille, if you're listening, do I need to drop the link? Because you know I will. She said, all right, Dr. Shakur, with how many degrees you don't know what the word largesse means or how to pronounce it. First of all, you spelled it wrong. You spelled the word wrong, Lucille. You spell the word wrong because there's, in fact, an E on the end, and I do know the word largesse, okay? At the end of the day, it's when you give somebody a large amount of money or you just do an act of kindness. I know what it is, but see, here's the thing I want you all to pay attention to. When the floaters, Desmond said, okay, thank you, beloved, the floaters. Now, that's right, Smokey Robinson, St. Cruising. Okay, that's the one I was thinking about. Anyway, here's the thing. So you're going to try to go in on me about not knowing how to pronounce a word or what it means when I clearly do. But then you spell the word wrong. Please make yourself make sense. See, this is what I love. When they try to correct me with sarcasm, because I don't mind being corrected. You can absolutely correct me. Okay, y'all have done it in the chat before. Like Desmond just did. Thank you. So with that all being said, I don't have a problem with someone correcting me at the end of the day. But please don't try... Miss Hotel said, who gonna check me, boo? Okay? And let me tell y'all something. Desmond knows all the old groups because his grandfather was in one of my favorite old groups called Newburgh. Get it, Desmond. But anyway, let me continue. So this person, you know, earlier today when I was reading the articles and dropping my receipts,
there was a word that I couldn't pronounce because I couldn't figure out what it was supposed to say. I was thinking that it was supposed to be largesse, but at the end of the day, it was spelled wrong, so I didn't know what they were trying to say, and I didn't have on my glasses. Y'all know I wear glasses. Please pay attention. And I didn't have my glasses, so yeah. And that's what it was. Girl, that's not even a difficult word. I'm sorry. Sit down somewhere being nefarious. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But here's the thing. This is how you know they were hating. Now, you could have simply said queen. You pronounce the word this way, and this is what it means. You could have said that. It wouldn't have been a problem. But when you say how many degrees you have, and you can't pronounce the word or know what it means, girl, please sit down. Please sit down. First of all, I couldn't see the word clearly. That's for number one. And for number two, it was a typo. How many times do I tell you all these articles be having typo? I'm like, who's editing these things? So I don't try to act like the queen is illiterate, honey. Okay, sit down somewhere. And she probably thought she really was doing it when she told me that too. Okay, she probably thought she was really doing it. Miss Hotel said she thought she ate with that. But boo, you didn't. It was beyond lackluster. Another one of my favorite words. Okay, it would behoove you that when you try to critique someone else that you got your shite together. What you need to do, Lucille Hyde, is go somewhere and hide and look at your 420 credit score, because I'm sure that's what it is, okay? Because pay attention. People that have their finances together, that are happy in their lives, and who have good credit scores, they don't have time to be hating. That's what they don't have time for. See, so I'm pretty sure that credit score is, probably close to her shoe size. I mean, but hey, what do I know? I know you're mad, haters. I know you're mad. I know you're mad, beloved ants. Miss Eva said it would behoove you to not mess with the queen. Okay, they need to sit down somewhere, honey, with all of that. Terry King said, better bow down to the queen, Lucille. And then said she works for Wigmeister. Y'all are terrible. Aboriginal woman said, queen, you sure have a lot of haters for someone that doesn't bother anybody. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Okay? I don't bother anybody until they start bothering me. Okay? That's the truth. I don't say anything about anyone until they say something about me. I just be up here minding my own business, trying to get my little commentary. But they can't let me live. I mean, dang. Is it that hard? Desmond said, Alexa, play They Don't Understand It by Newbert. I know that's right. And for those of you who don't know who Newbert is, or you don't know what they sing, the song Wildflower and Been Such a Long Time, those are two of my favorites. Pay attention. Miss Hotel said, woo, child, clearly nefarious. It absolutely is. So let's talk about John Leguiizamo. Let's talk about it. Because he got called out. Yes, he did. Listen to this. John Leguiizamo called out over silence as Afro-Latina Coleman Domingo gets historic Oscar nod after slamming the awards for lack of Latinx representation. Social media is calling out one of the country's biggest Colombian-American entertainers for not acknowledging that an Afro-Latino was nominated for an Oscar in a major category. Tony Award-winning actor John Leguiizamo has been outspoken about the Academy Awards and Emmys' lack of diversity. In the past, he has tweeted and publicly protested the annual award show for not nominating Latin actors and industry professionals, and asserts the use of the term people of color is a way to blot out the Latin community and their contributions. So let me tell you something. People of color. I don't like that term either, John. I don't like it either, because to me it says you don't want to say the word black. That's what it says to me. You don't want to say the word black. Okay, people of color. And another reason I don't like it specifically is because it sounds like the word colored, which they used to use during Jim Crow. People of color sounds about the same to me. Now, I'm not defending John, because I'm not going to do that, because here's the thing. What I do happen to know is that some Latinos do look down on Afro-Latinos who tend to be closer to my hue. And so I've heard Amara La Negra speak about it, you know, because she's a darker person. She's Afro-Latino, a Latina. So with that all being said, maybe that's why he didn't say anything. I don't know, but let me continue. And shout out to my sister Lisa Cabrera for sending me this article. Now, in 2020, Leguiizamo spoke about boycotting the Emmy Awards during an interview with Yahoo Entertainment, saying that if you don't have Latin people, there's no reason for me to see it. What's the point? This is what he asked before calling exclusion a cultural apartheid. Saying that the John Wick star said that studios and executives don't truly understand the impact of Latinx in the industry, saying that executives don't see us, don't get us, don't care about us. You know, some of this may be true. I can't really say because I'm not one of their people. But what I will say is their struggle, if they have one, is not in anywhere near comparison to someone of my hue. It just isn't. And in fact, some of them can pass for white folk. Some of them can pass for white folks. So they really don't have the same issues that we have. Okay, now when Real America with Jorge Ramos posted on Twitter that only one Latinx actor, writer, and or director is nominated in a major category at the 2021 Academy Awards, Leguiizamo retweeted the meme, adding that we were excluded again. Now, his argument goes further than boycotting the shows, according to Rolling Stone, where he said that it's how brown people are portrayed in the industry and presented as if they don't bring butts in the seats. Saying that if we are almost 20% of the U.S. population, 25% of the total box office sales in the U.S., and add $2.8 trillion to the American economy, how come we're not getting bang for our buck? Honey, let me tell you something. This is a tale as old as time when it comes to black folk. Okay, and then they say we're only 13%. And we built this country, at least our ancestors did, but let me continue. He continued saying, we are 5.2% of film leads, 3.1% of TV leads, and less than 1% of the stories or execs. In baseball, we dominate because you can measure our success in stats. We kill in music because you can measure scans. But in Hollywood, when execs don't look like us and rely on their opinion or taste, we lose. Now, over and over, the former Queens resident speaks out about diversity and the urging of executives to make more programming, including Disney movies like Coco and Encanto. But many are blasting him for not celebrating when Afro-Latinos are recognized by the industry as if their images don't matter to lighter-skinned Latinos or Hispanics. Saying somebody tell John Leguiizamo, this is when the people started going in on about, I guess. Somebody tell John Leguiizamo that a Latino got nominated. This is what one ex-user, also known as Twitter, in celebration of Coleman Domingo's Best Actor in Leading Role nomination for his portrayal as Bayard Rustin in Rustin. I saw that movie. That was pretty good. Now somebody else says, somebody tell John Leguiizamo that a Latino got nominated. And then Domingo, a Philadelphia native, is of Belizean and Guatemalan ancestry and identifies as Afro-Latino and was nominated for the Academy Award on Tuesday, January 23rd. He's also the first Afro-Latino to be nominated in that category. Now, the National Hispanic Foundation for the Arts also was dragged for not recognizing Domingo. So now here's the thing. They're not acknowledging this man. Why are they not acknowledging him? Let me pull up his picture for those of you who don't know who Coleman Domingo is. He also played Mr. in the new version of The Color Purple. Now, I find it interesting. So are they trying to act like he's not one of them because he's of a darker hue? Because remember what Amara La Negra said. Now I have questions, and this is why they're calling him out. This is him right there, okay? I'm sorry. Doesn't he count as a person from the Latinx community? I have questions. But anyway, let me continue. So they go on to say, the organization returned to their X profile and rectified their mistake, writing that we completely agree that Coleman Domingo's historic nomination should be celebrated. And we wanted to call out this moment in a separate post. We will continue working hard to bring light to the wins of the Latino community in the arts. I think they just didn't call him out because he's dark. I think that when they're fighting and complaining about the Latinx community, they're talking about the ones that are the same hue or close to the same hue as John Leguizamo himself. That's what I think. And for those of you who don't know who John Leguizamo is, let me just pull his picture up. Okay? That's what I think. I think they ignored that this man is one of them. Because quite frankly, he's of a darker hue. Because after Amara La Negra said all that stuff, I said, honey, I didn't even know that they got colorism. They got colorists amongst themselves for somebody simply being of a darker hue. I mean, not that some black people don't have the same thing. Hold on, I'm trying to get a larger picture so you all can see him. Hold on, here we go. Okay, here we go right here. John Leguizamo played in that movie Empire, not the show, but the movie. And he also played in, what else did he play in? He played in Tu Wong Fu. Of course, he had on a dress and makeup, so maybe you wouldn't notice him. That's him right there, if y'all can see him. Both good actors. John Leguizamo is a pretty good actor, too. Okay, so now with that all being said, shortly after posting their response, they posted a dedicated tweet to the actor, saying, "We're thrilled that Coleman Domingo has been nominated for actor in a leading role at the 2024 #Oscars for his powerful performance as Bayard Rustin, a key figure in the civil rights movements." Now, others chimed in, and let me tell you something. I'm glad they made that movie because I never heard of this man. Okay, he was a gay black man who was fighting for civil rights. Now, the only gay black man that I knew who was fighting for civil rights was James Baldwin, not Jonathan, James Baldwin. So others chimed in, tagging the actor and writing, "Hey, boo, we see this." Okay, when one person asked what was the issue, the ex-user said, "Well, John complained about the lack of recognition that Latinos receive in Hollywood, even though he worked with Jarrell Jerome, who won an Emmy from When They See Us." Yeah, I forgot about that. Sure did. And that was a good movie, too. I hope y'all saw it. Now, they were both in it. But obviously, Gerald isn't the type of representation that John was talking about. Wow, see, I didn't know that. Did you all know that guy was Latino? Did anybody know that? The guy from When They See Us? Hold on. I might be thinking about the wrong person, but I think I'm thinking about the right person. Hold on. Let me pull his picture up. Yep, this is who I thought it was. So I didn't know he was Latino, though. So now I really have questions. John Leguizamo, y'all were both in this movie together, and you mean to tell me you're talking about no representation? So you're talking about light-skinned Latinos. That's what he's talking about, gotta be. Because this man is my skin color. Let me pull this picture up so you all can see. These people are something else. Some of these folks are something else. This is him right here. Jarrell Jerome. So let me get this straight. John Leguizamo is complaining about the failure to have Latinx representation, but they do in fact have Latinx representation, but the ones that they have to represent them are my skin tone. So, but let me tell you all something else. Do you all remember the time, my day ones, do you all remember that time when I was telling you about how when they get actors to play our heroes, they get people from different countries rather than African Americans? And I find that interesting. And I'll tell you why. Because I told you all this before. Because the reason I'm bringing this up is because the movie Bass Reeves, who was one of the first cowboys, pay attention, and he's black. He was black. He's the person who they got the show The Lone Ranger from. So he was a U.S. Marshal for like 27 years over the territory that's now known as Oklahoma. So So I thought it was interesting that when I saw the preview of the movie that I think is now streaming, they had David Oyelowo playing him. And I'm like, David Oyelowo is a African with a British accent. Y'all couldn't find an African American to play an African American? See, now, it's not a problem that an African played him, really, because an African is too black. It's also black, black too, not too black, T-O-O. But what I'm saying is, I just find it interesting that when they have these historical figures, they always get Africans rather than us. Just like with Harriet Tubman. They got that African actress that don't even like black women or black people, period, because she calls us ghetto. I find that interesting. Cynthia Erivo or whatever her name is. Yeah. So, and that's not the first time. So I just find it interesting that they do this over and over. But here's the thing. For those of you who missed it when I spoke on this before, about 2-3 years ago, when I first started my channel, the reason I think they do this is because they don't want us to channel the energy or the spirits of the ancestors. Because that's what John Amos did when he played in Roots. That's what John Amos did. They said he was overcome. I saw an interview he was talking about it. It was like he was channeling the spirit of the ancestors or something like that. So I just have questions. Miss Hotel said this is all true. Right. Anyway, you all may be saying, some of you may be saying, well, that doesn't make sense because y'all are Africans. Well, all of us aren't Africans. Some of us were already here on Turtle Island. Some of our ancestors are from here. Maybe some of our ancestors came from Africa to here, which is true, but some of us was already here in the first place. So if you know your history, you know that, but they don't have a spiritual connection to this land, Queen. Thank you, Nazja. That's my point. Yes, they don't have a spiritual connection to this land. And they also don't have the trauma that runs through our DNA, because you know that trauma and other things is passed on through DNA. Okay? And so with that all being said, they don't have that connection to the land, the spirit of it all. That's a good way to put it. Yes. So I think that's part of the reason why. I absolutely think that's part of the reason why. At the end of the day. So anyway, with that all being said, I'm going to, hold on. Let me finish because they're going in. Looks like they're going in on him. Hold on. Now they say, let me pick up where I left off. Okay, so then they say Jerome, a man of Dominican and Haitian heritage, won the Best Lead Actor in a limited series for When They See Us in the 2019 Emmy Awards. This year, Ugly Betty star America Ferrera, who also advocates for Latino representation, received her first ever Oscar nomination for her supporting role as Gloria in Barbie. Now, while Leguiizamo did not shout Jerome out at the time, nor has he yet to say anything about Domingo or Ferrera's nods, he has taken to his social media over the last few weeks to acknowledge other lighter-skinned Latinx people making outstanding contributions in the world. Wow, this is all so nefarious, John, because I really liked your acting. What little I've seen of it, nonetheless. On Wednesday, January the 10th, he posted about an 11-year-old immigrant girl from Colombia who was recognized in New York for being a chess prodigy. And, yeah. They say he posted saying 11-year-old migrant from Colombia transforms into chess prodigy. Okay. Her name is Paque Sapon. Anyway, shout out to the little 11-year-old for being a chess prodigy, honey. Okay. I'm a chess prodigy too. That's why the haters can't catch up to me, because I play chess. They play checkers. Pay attention. Pay attention. Honey, I wish I was a chess prodigy, but I do love the game. Now, so with that all being said, Shabaka says African people have went through the same process just in different places. We are African people first. All right, beloved, you told me, and thank you for saying that. You're right. Y'all had apartheid over there in Africa. That's true. Okay. Kimberly said, I won't be watching Benny Blanco again. Yes, that's what he played into. Benny Blanco. I loved that movie. John, I can't watch it either at this point, honey. You're going to have to explain yourself. You got some splaining to do. Okay? You got some splaining to do in my Ricky Ricardo voice. Okay? Have several seats. Byron B says, I went to the screening of Ugly Betty, and if I recall, was paid around $100 or so. They paid you to go to a screening of Ugly Betty, honey. You should have called me. You should have called me, honey, when they handed out coins. Miss Bell said, we are different, and that is okay. Yes, absolutely. Honey, I love all my melanated people, honey. Pay attention. I don't care where you're from. Okay? I don't care where you're from, honey. You're not a tether to me, as Bussy Rick would call you. I love all my people. Now, that crazy bitch Eric said Leguiizamo wears a dress too. Well, he did wear a dress in Tu Wong Fu. So did Wesley Snipes and Patrick Swayze, and it's all nefarious. But let me continue, because this black man went in on black women. He read us for filth. I want y'all to pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention. He read us for filth. Nanny says the title for the video live, the black man that said that the title for this video live, the black man that said that black women, here's the same nuggets. Fat women likely don't want him either. Karens act dumb in public. He's mad at them too. Honey, he needs to have several seats. Hold on, because I got receipts. Y'all know I came with the receipts for him, right? Because I said, okay, let me prove or disprove what he said. So we're going to get into it. Leguiizamo roots are American Indian and Colombian, not Puerto Rican. I saw it on Where Are Your Roots or something. He knows he's not Puerto Rican, but Indian. Oh, okay. Well, he needs to sit down somewhere. This is not even a conversation he should be having. And if that's the case, beloved. Let me continue. Now, let's get into it. Because as I said, this man pretty much said that black women are fat, dumb, broke, and undesirable. Now, those aren't his exact words, but that's exactly what he was saying. Please pay attention. Okay, I'm going to put this on the screen, and then we're going to talk about it.
So many black men in the comment section saying, oh, you have all these high demands, but what do you bring to the table? Good question. Studies have shown that black women are the highest paid and the most educated. I myself graduated with my associate's degree at 18 and graduated from college with my bachelor's at 20 with a degree in communication sciences with an emphasis in speech and language pathology. I live on my own, have my own car, make about $70,000 a year, and don't have any kids. So I'll never ask for what I can't offer. And as far as what I'm bringing to the table, I bring me, and you can't sit with it.
First off, studies don't reveal any bullshit about black women being the most educated and the most paid. The average black woman in America makes about $40K, and black women hold the least amount of PhDs, which is actually the metric that determines the most educated. And even if they did, it wouldn't matter because men don't care about incomes or degrees unless it's in how to be a wife. Next, the female cliche, I am the table. The table manufactured from the strong and independent women's warehouse from the finest delusions. Now, if she said black women hold the highest degrees in difficulty, undesirability, masculinity, obesity, and single motherhood rates, that would have been accurate.
Wow, really? What color is your mother and your grandmother, beloved? Woo, honey, he said a mouthful, but let's talk about it. Let's get down to the gist of it all. Now, first of all, let's start at the very beginning, because that's a very good place to start, like they said on the Sounds of Music. Now, first of all, he said no studies show that black women are the most educated. They have the lowest amount of PhDs, which is the factor that determines the most educated. No, it's not. No, it's not. The factor that determines the most educated group is not how many of them have PhDs. It's how many of them have college degrees. Now, even though I have a PhD, I happen to know that they go by how many of these people went to college or are going to college at the time when they do the studies. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because before you come out the box saying certain things, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing right here. This is when you're in your feelings. I want you to pay attention because there's a difference than being in your feelings and being someone who brings facts. A lot of times, I hate to hear people saying ignorant stuff when they haven't done a lick of research. They have no receipts. Do you all realize how many people get on YouTube and they just start saying dumb stuff? And some of the stuff they may be true, some of it, but you don't have receipts. And then some people get mad if you ask them for receipts. Honey, if you're sure about what you said, you should have brought the receipts with you, because that's what I'm going to always do. One thing about it, I'm going to have those receipts. Some people get up here and just say stuff and expect you to just believe them. They get online and just say stuff out their mouth and want people to believe them. Yeah, I'm not going to just believe anything. I don't trust anyone's research but my own. That's why I do thorough research and I go and get receipts. Okay, he didn't show any receipts. He just spewed all of that out of his mouth, and it sounded good to the people that think like him, I'm sure. But where are your receipts? Well, the queen has them, so let's get into it. The queen has the receipts. Please pay attention. Because what we're not going to do is sit up here and paint narratives. That's what we're not going to do. So I'm going to start with first thing that he said out of his mouth. Saying that black women are not the most educated. There's nothing said anything about it. Not the most educated. Hold on. And now here's the thing. I got various receipts, not just from one source. Okay. Like stuff, everyone please like and share. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, let me just show this receipt. Let me just show this receipt and crack his face. Somebody tag him in this video. Okay? Please do. Because he needs to sit down. Because we're about to break it on down. That's what we're about to do. You see that headline? Y'all see that headline? Black women are the most educated group in the U.S. And you know why she knew that? Because she's an educated black woman. That's why she knew that. That's why she does. Let me tell you all something. A white man tried to go in on me a few years ago when I was on Facebook because I said the same thing. Because he was talking about black people and not going to college and said it's more black men in prison than that have college degrees. And I said, well, if you want to put it like that, what age range are we talking about? You see, because when they tell you these statistics about prison and college as it pertains to black men and where most of them are, they don't often tell you the age range, because it was a fact at the time that he made that statement that in fact the black men ages 18 to 30 were more of them in college than prison. That's the part he left out. And then when I told him black women are the most educated group in the U.S., he said, no, that's Asians. And I said, no, that's not the truth. Okay, but so let me continue. That's not the truth, beloved Ed. Now, here's what it says. American women who have had to fight for their right to an education. American women have had to fight for the right to an education. Well into the 20th century, women were discouraged from pursuing higher education as it was a popular notion that too much education would make a woman unfit for marriage. Women of color and poor women also experienced other structural impediments to their education for much of the nation's history that made it less likely for them to pursue an education. However, times have certainly changed. Okay, in fact, since 1981, more women than men have been earning college degrees. Furthermore, these days, women outnumber men on many college campuses, making up to 57% of college students. Okay, now as a college professor at a large land-grant university, I noticed that I often have many more women than men in my courses. In my disciplines, though certainly not all, gone are the days when women were few numbered and far between. Now, women are unabashedly seeking educational opportunities and charting new territories. Things have also changed for women of color, i.e. black women, particularly for those historically underrepresented minorities, as legalized discrimination has given way to more opportunities, and women of color have become more educated. While there is certainly room for improvement, black women, Latina, and Native American women are continuing to matriculate onto college campuses in increasingly larger numbers. And indeed, some studies show that black women are the most educated group in the U.S. Please have several seats, sir. Okay? But what does that mean for their opportunities, such as wages and quality of life? Now, despite stereotypes about African Americans, Black Americans in the United States are among those most likely to earn a post-secondary degree. Please pay attention. Okay. For example, the National Center for Education Statistics reported that from the academic years 2000 to 2001 to 2015 to 16, the number of bachelor's degrees awarded to Black students increased by 75%. And the number of associate degrees earned by Black students increased by 110%. Black students are making headway in graduate education as well, with, for example, the numbers of Black students enrolled in master's degree programs nearly doubling from 1996 to 2016. Sir, okay? Now, with that all being said, and this is Black people overall. Now, these numbers are certainly impressive and belie the notions that Black people are anti-intellectual and uninterested in school. However, when taking a closer look at race and gender, the picture is even more striking. The claim that Black women are the most educated block of Americans comes from a study that cites the percentage of Black women enrolled in college in relation to their other race gender groups. Considering enrollment alone gives an incomplete picture. Black women are also starting to outpace other groups in earning degrees. For example, although Black women only make up 12.7% of the female population in the country, they consistently make up over 50% of the number of Black people who receive post-secondary degrees. Percentage-wise, Black women outpace white women, Latinos, Asian Pacific Islanders, and Native Americans in this arena as well. I'm sorry, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, let me say this. You know why that man thinks that way? That young Black man who was birthed by a Black mother, no less. I'm going to tell you why he thinks that way. See, he's looking at people like Sexy Red, whom I call Dusty Red. He's looking at people like Krishan Rock and Sukiyama. That's what he's looking at. He's not doing research. You see, that, beloveds, is why I complain about women like them. Now, do you see why? Because they are making the rest of us look bad. And fools like him who do no research clearly will fall into the trap. And then they start to stereotype their own people. That's what they do. And he spoke in a broad term. He generalized and categorized Black women. He didn't say some Black women, many Black women, most Black women. He said Black women. So that means he was talking about us collectively. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Okay? And here's the thing. Now, one could say, well, common sense should tell you he wasn't talking about all Black women. No, common sense don't tell me what he was talking about. He's supposed to tell me what he was talking about. I'm not a mind reader. It's not a guessing game. See, that's the problem I used to have with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels would say things, but he would use broad terms, like he's painting us all with one brush. Say this kind of Black woman. Say these groups of Black women. Say that. When you just say Black women, you're talking about all of us as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Because when I talk about stuff, I say some Black women. I say some Black men. I say some white people. Okay? I'm very specific. It is not my job to sit here and guess what you mean, because I don't know what you mean until you say it. Prime One said, no, he didn't, Queen. Yes, he did, beloved. Okay? Inquiring Minds wants to know truth, said he should have said that. Definitely not. When the Queen's going to come back with receipts. Now, let's continue. Yet, despite the fact that Black women are enrolled in and graduating from school in the highest percentages across racial and gender lines, negative depictions, Dusty Red and Sukiyama, Krishan Rock, negative depictions of Black women abound in popular media and even in science. For example, in 2013, Essence Magazine reported that negative imagery of Black women appears twice as often as positive depictions. See, this is why fools like him will say these things out their mouth without doing any research, because that's what he sees. But if those are the kind of women he sees all the time, then he should ask himself, where are you hanging out? Where are you hanging out? Are you hanging in the hoods, in the ghettos, in the streets? Because black women hang in certain places, beloved Ed. Somebody needs to send him a memo. But anyway, Essence Magazine reported that the negative imagery of black women appears twice as often as positive depictions. Images of welfare queen, baby mama, and angry black woman. All the things that he said, I want y'all to pay attention. Okay, baby mama and angry black woman, among other images, shame working class black women's struggle and reduce black women's complex humanity. These depictions are not just hurtful, they have an impact on black women's lives and opportunities. See, I want you all to pay attention. I want you all to pay attention because here's the thing. All of those things that he said them out of ignorance and from lack of research, but all of the things that they show and the ones they put out there, these industry plants, these people that I keep complaining about continuously, this is why I complain about them. Because this is exactly what happens. And guess what? This is what they want to happen. Do you think they want to let it be known that black women are the most educated group in the United States? You think they want that to be known? Of course not. So let's shame them and blame them and make them look like thoughts and gold diggers and all of that. Okay? But let's go on to the next thing that he spoke about. Now, we talked about the education. Epic fail for him because I already debunked that. Now, what was another thing he said? He said, black women are more masculine. That's what he said. He said that we should get the award for being the most masculine or something like that, right? Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. Are black women really more masculine? What do you think most people think of when they imagine a black woman? Okay? Some are under the impression, excuse me, that they might think of words such as creative and strong. They may reflect on historically influential black women such as Angela Davis or Shirley Chisholm. I was surprised when I found out that it was none of these things, but instead black women are considered masculine. Okay, gender roles play a huge part in how our society functions and where women are celebrated for their femininity, and apparently black women do not fit the mold. Typically, prominent feminine characteristics include delicateness, chastity, selflessness, and in today's society, sex appeal. In other words, a woman is only desirable if she fits the traditional European view of femininity. In earlier years, women of European backgrounds had the luxury of relying on a man for economic prosperity. The hardest obstacle they encountered was finding a suitable man with a suitable income. Black women have never had this luxury because black men have been disadvantaged from the beginning of time. It was up to black women to pick up the pieces. Okay, this is what this fool needs to realize. Now, throughout history, black women have had to bear the hard burdens of keeping the family together, being sole breadwinners, staying active in church, and trying to pave the way for those after them, like Monique. Okay? Naturally, because of these harsh circumstances, black women do not fit the traditional European view of femininity. A current taboo that is creating some turbulence is the idea of black men not wanting to date black women. It's not uncommon to see black men dating someone of European descent or other women who are not of African ancestry, likely him. So I have no issues with interracial dating, but if anything, we need more of it. The thing that bothers me is the negative stereotypes that are placed upon black women, some of which are held by black men. One prevalent stereotype is that black women are too aggressive, which in turn makes them more masculine. Aggressive sounds like a negative word, but to be black and a woman in America is just plain hard. We don't have time to be a damsel in distress, okay, just to please men and make them feel accomplished. We have to grow a backbone to combat the discrimination that we're going through and that we have to face. We expect the same thing out of the men in our lives. Obviously, that might be too much to ask. Another misunderstood idea is that the black women want too much and are controlling. That's what's wrong with is it wrong to want the best? They're confusing too much with being treated with respect and having a partner who is driven as well as loving. No one wants a mama's boy with no job and who blames the white man for all of his misfortunes. Yes, discrimination is very real, but it takes strength to overcome that. Your struggle can end up being your blessing. That's right. Turn your test into a testimony. Okay. I'm not saying it's easy for Black men, but I'm saying that intellect and hard work are something that should not be passed off as white people stuff. It is also said that Black women are less sexually open and do not cater to their men. How open you are to different kinds of sexual practices is individuality based on and comes gradually as you develop trust with your partner. Maybe these Black women do not trust their partners. It's not the 1950s anymore, and catering to a man is no longer a requirement. Please pay attention. Now, all I can say is that some kind words go a long way. The nicer and more appreciative you are to someone, the more they will want to do for you. Okay, Black women have a rough exterior, but it feels good to know that your partner loves you for you. Black women have added beauty to this world in more ways than one. We have had to band together to fight the ongoing fight of finding our place in this world. Standing up for ourselves should not be considered a masculine trait, but a human trait. Okay? Pay attention. Now, a common saying is that Black women always go to bed angry. With more understanding of these stereotypes and wrong accusations, we can curb this phenomenon. Exactly. I absolutely agree. But let's talk about it, though. Let's talk about masculine energy versus feminine energy and how they can affect relationships. Okay, let's get into it. Masculine energy. Now, as reported by Living Well Counseling Services, masculine energy is about doing and being action-oriented. Masculine energy is stable and more predictable. The strengths, the will, the clarity, and the focus. The masculine energy likes to create structure and set rules, so it knows how to apply logic properly. Masculine energy has core energy or characteristics such as the ones that I'm about to tell you. Pay attention. Now, I want you all to think about this because, see, here's the thing. A lot of people, you know who first started calling us masculine? Who first started calling us masculine? It was white men. It was white men first started calling us masculine. And the reason they would say that is because, well, they say, oh, they always got attitudes. They're always angry. Well, we don't take any stuff. You see, white women by nature, most of them, tend to be more submissive. They tend to be more submissive. So if their husbands beat them, they're just going to take the beat. Now, I'm saying most, not all. But with Black women, we're going to fight back. Okay? We're going to fight back in most cases, not all. But at the end of the day, we're going to fight back. And we're going to speak up for what we don't like. And we're going to set boundaries. You can't just talk to us any kind of way. You talk crazy to me, I'm going to talk crazy to you. We don't cower. So to them, that's a masculine trait. Nandy said, not the Karens. Well, you know I'm not talking about the Karens, honey, because the Karens will give them the business. Pay attention. Now, here are some of the traits, the characteristics that go along with masculine energy. Good, rational, and logical skills, able to think clearly, able to build ongoing effort, good external strength and persona, able to think creatively and solve problems, fond of challenges, longing for admiration and appreciation, and independent. And here's the thing, independent doesn't mean that you don't need a man when you're a woman. Now, these women that be saying, I'm a strong Black woman, I don't need no man, you sound crazy. You sound crazy. The only time you don't need a man is if you're gay and you date women. But if you're not, and you're saying you don't need a man, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because when your car breaks down, are you going to fix it? When you have a flat tire, are you going to change it? Now, some of y'all will, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, the ones that are saying this stuff, are you really going to do those things? If you have a huge bag to carry or a box or whatever, are you going to lift it or do you need a man? If a man attacks you, who's going to defend you? You're going to want another black man to defend you. So stop talking about you don't need no man. You're going to want some man to defend you. Now, feminine energy. Contrary to masculine energy, feminine energy is flowing and dynamic. It moves. Its movements cannot be predicted or always explained with a rational mind. This energy is not constrained by social norms because it does not follow any certain rules other than the guidance that comes from the heart. People who are more dominant with feminine energy will have the following characteristics: easily able to calm down, good at taking care of themselves and loving themselves, able to find creative inspiration, able to empathize, able to make judgments outside of the realm of rationality, prioritizing feelings, and having good communication skills. Now, let me tell you all this. I'm going to tell you this. You know, when black women are in their most masculine energy, why they are? Okay, Nandy said Winnie Mandela. Exactly. But here's the thing. When black women are in their more masculine energy, it's times like when they don't have a man or anyone to protect them. When black women don't have a man and they don't have anyone to protect them, they have to protect themselves. When they don't have anyone helping them to raise the kids and they have to do it, well, they have to make decisions and all of that, and they have to be tough. When they're out there in the workforce, they have to be able to speak up for themselves. Because if you don't, who will? So these are traits that some would call masculine, but that's why we have to do it. You see, like I said earlier, white women didn't have these problems. They don't have these problems. Okay? They don't have these problems. And so he sounds crazy when he's saying that. Here's the thing. All of us, both males and females, were born with both masculine and feminine energy. Okay? Most of us, or not most, all of us were born with both masculine and feminine energy. That's just the fact. That is just a fact, but let me continue. I find this also interesting because he went in on us. He clearly went in on us. Hold on. Lights up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Now, I'm going to talk about this again because this is another, this is some research on masculine or manly women as he's trying to portray us as. And here's what it says. Masculine or manly women are female-bodied individuals. I'm going to explain to you what they define it as. Masculine or manly women that are female-bodied. These are female-bodied individuals who possess qualities that are perceived to be masculine. These women are masculine in appearance, have masculine interests, prefer the company of men, and or perform masculine tasks or jobs. Most generically, masculine or manly women do not conform to feminine stereotypes. Okay, these are women who act like men. Okay, and that would be, for the most part, women who view themselves as men. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So this isn't me. This isn't me. You can't say I'm masculine because I have some masculine characteristics. You can't say I'm masculine simply because I have some masculine characteristics. Make it all make sense. So hold on. Okay, trying to get my thing back together. So with that all being said, I need to go back to my receipts. Hold on for a second. I accidentally clicked off of it. Now, with that all being said, that's a masculine woman, a woman who acts like a man. That's who's masculine. You see, a woman like me, I just exhibit masculine energy when the need be. When I'm in defense mode, when I have to protect myself, when I'm speaking up for myself, okay? That's my masculine energy. But at the end of the day, I have feminine energy too. I wear makeup, I wear dresses. You know, I like to be girly. Okay, I blush when my man is telling me something sweet and all of that. So I'm just saying how to make it all make sense. So at the end of the day, honey, I'm telling you right now, he didn't know what he was talking about. He didn't know what he was talking about. But let me continue. Let me continue. So goes on to say, most generically masculine or manly women do not conform to feminine stereotypes. Social concepts of masculine women and effeminate men rely on the binary gender systems that directly ties gender, masculinity, and femininity to sex, maleness, or femaleness. Now, in this system where activities, styles, bodies, behaviors, and even objects are often definitively gendered, females and males who exhibit characteristics of the opposite gender are seen as, at best, gender variant and at worst, gender deviant. Because she is seen as a deviation from the feminine standard. The figure of the masculine manly woman helps to uphold the moralizing normalcy of traditional femininity, which itself confirms a contemporary heterosexuality as the natural default sexual orientation. Now, this is from a scholar by the name of McGain, who wrote this some years ago during his research. Now, women with masculine energy, difference. The women with masculine energy possess confidence, assertiveness, independence, and daring. And they're not scientifically or biologically having male attributes. In other words, they're not trying to act like men. Okay? So there's that. Because he's acting like we're out here trying to act like men. No, we're not. We're not. Now let's talk about the next thing he said. We talked about the education. We talked about him saying we're masculine. Let's talk about obesity. That's what he spoke about, obesity. But now, hold on. Hold on, this ain't it. This is not it. Hold on. Let me see if this is it. Okay, now when he talks about obesity, here's the thing to remember. Okay, first of all, defining obesity. A person whose weight is higher than what is considered to be a normal weight for a given height is described as being overweight or having obesity. Well, let's talk about it, because what is the natural standard that they say for America? What do they go by here? Because in America, Black women will always be considered the ones that are obese, because their standard, hold on, let's look this up. Ideal weight for, let's pick my height, which is 5'7.5". Okay, the ideal weight for someone 5'7.5". Let's see here. They're showing men. Hold on. Let me get the women. Okay. Now listen to this. Okay, so the ideal weight for a female. I want y'all to pay attention. This is I'm overweight. I want y'all to pay attention. The queen is overweight according to this. The queen is overweight according to this. Pay attention. Okay, it says that the ideal weight for a woman 5'7", which I am, is 122 to 149 pounds. Well, clearly I'm overweight. Clearly. Okay. And it says the ideal weight for a man who's 5'7" is 133 to 163. Well, I weigh what a man weighs. I weigh what a man weighs, because I weigh about 160. Yeah, I weigh about 160. Okay? And I'm not fat. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm just thick. In all the right places. Pay attention. So with that all being said, they're going to always say that we're obese or we're overweight, because we tend to be thicker women than the most, because their standard of beauty, because let's keep in mind that in the United States, okay, that is way too skinny. Mad Dog Jackson sure is, Miss Hotel said, tell them, Queen, because here's the thing. That's based on America's standard of beauty. That's based on America's standard of beauty, which we know they go by what white women look like. Go to Google right now and type in the world's most beautiful women or beautiful women. All white women will pop up. If you want to see black women, you will have to type in beautiful black women. You'll specifically have to say black women. So they go by their standard. So there's that. I just killed that whole theory. Because yes, we're always going to be considered overweight or obese according to their standards of beauty. Now, another thing, let's talk about this, because he was right about something. He was right when he said that black women make on the average $40,000 per year. It was somewhere in the 40-something ballpark. Let me pull up the receipt. But here's the thing, though. Even though we're the most educated, that doesn't mean that we're going to make the most money, because we're the most disrespected and all of that. And we have to fight harder. And we make 67 cents, because I've done this research before on the pay and everything. Black women make like 63 to 67% for every dollar made by our white counterparts. So there's that. Okay. So let me continue. Now we covered the masculinity of it all, the uneducation that he says we have, the uneducated, the obesity. Now, what else did he say? Undesirable. He said we're the least desirable. Wow, really? Yep. Hold on. Before I go to that, let's talk about 5 facts about black women in the labor force. Because, see, this will help us to delve into the pay when he says that we make $40K on the average. Okay, here it is. Says that black women are an integral part of the American labor force, but have long faced a pay gap due to long-standing inequities in education and the labor market. In addition, they have been disproportionately impacted by the pandemic. Black women workers are overrepresented in low-paying service sector jobs, which were among the hardest hit in the terms of job losses. Now, as of August 2021, that marked Black Women's Equal Pay Day, a symbolic representation of the number of additional days Black women working full-time year-round must work on average to earn what white women or white non-Hispanic women, white non-Hispanic men earned the year before. So it says, here are the 5 facts. Black women earn 63 cents for every dollar earned by white non-Hispanic men. Black women's earnings are 63% of white non-Hispanic men's earnings, and the third widest gap after Native women with 60% and Hispanic women at 55.4 in comparison to white non-Hispanic women. White non-Hispanic women, 78.7%. Okay, that's what they get. So whereas the white man gets $1, look at it like this. If the white non-Hispanic man makes $1, then the black woman makes 63%. 63 cents, basically. And then the Hispanic women make 55.4 cents or percent. And then the white women get 78.7. And then the Asian women get 87.1. And here's the chart right here. Let me show this chart on the screen. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. It says, even controlling for education, Black women are earning less than white men. So even though I have a PhD, a white man who doesn't have one will make more money than me. Okay, that's the gist of it. The amount Black women earn for each dollar earned by non-Hispanic white men with the same educational attainment. Let's look at it. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. You all see that chart? Now let's show the black women that have degrees. Here it is right here. The amount black women earn for each dollar earned by non-Hispanic white men with the same educational attainment. There it is right there. Okay? They're above us. And I want you to pay attention, because here's the thing. A black woman with an advanced degree. And then this is the white man with less than a high school diploma. Still making more, even if you have less than a high school diploma. I want y'all to pay attention. All nefarious. All nefarious. And here it is again. Okay, so with that all being said, at the end of the day, I think we've covered that. I think I've proven my point. Okay, that's why we make less. Because it's not because we're not educated, experienced enough, intellectual enough, or hardworking enough. It's because there's a huge pay gap at the end of the day. And it's not just between us and white men, it's between us and white women and Asian women. That's how that goes. Now, at the end of the day, the only ones that they say make less than us are Hispanic women. Now let's talk about desirable, because he said we're the least desirable, which I find so interesting for someone as dark as him to say. You know, I want you all to pay attention. Let me say this. When you see black men saying these things about black women, why is it always the dark-skinned brothers? Y'all ever think about that? You know, because the reason I mention this is because a lot of darker-skinned black people, not a lot, I'm not going to say a lot, I'm going to say some darker-skinned black people, they don't like being dark-skinned. They have a complex about it. They have, low self-esteem sometimes. And here's how they think. Now, even though that man was a nice-looking man, he probably wouldn't want a woman that's as dark as him, because he wouldn't want to produce a darker-skinned child. That's why he would get with a white woman. I want y'all to pay attention, because Kodak Black said something about that in an interview one time, and I thought he sounded so ridiculous, because Kodak Black is in fact black, very black. And so when he was talking to Vlad, I think it was years ago, he was talking to somebody, and he said that he didn't want to get with a black woman, someone as dark as him, because he don't want no dark ass kids. That's what he said. And that's sad. That's absolutely sad as far as I'm concerned. That's absolutely sad. Nandy said self-hate. Yes. Miss Hotel said the self-hate is real and it's sick. It absolutely is. It's really sad. Okay, so let's talk about it. Because in this, we're going to cover the single black women, because he said we're the ones most likely to be single mothers, and we're undesirable. So this is the most recent that I found on this. It is from 2023, February of 2023. Single black women are undesirable is a popular narrative. Let me show y'all this. But statistics say otherwise. I'm sorry, bro, but you got it all mixed up. You got it all mixed up. Okay. Whoops. You all see that? Single black women are undesirable is a popular narrative. That's why he used it. But statistics say otherwise. So let's talk about it. Over the years, an overarching narrative has prevailed in society that single black women are undesirable. While this stereotype has lived on for years, research results are saying differently. Yet again, the numbers never lie. Society often perpetuated the pop culture beliefs have often projected that single black women are angry, aggressive, and bitter. That's what he's fallen into, the foolish thought process of that. Above all things, society has dubbed black women, especially those with darker skin and African features, as ugly. In a study that was released in 2016, researchers found that there was a significant degree of stereotype for female physical attractiveness within society. They also found that those negative stereotypes existed specifically for Black women. For white women, it's easier to receive positive beauty stereotypes. Now, in a recent article by The Hill, the publication broke down the decline of heterosexual romantic relationships of American males. This new development, partly triggered by the pandemic, signals a new era for many men in America. This is also true for men in friendships. Now, according to the Survey Center on American Life 30 years ago, 55% of men reported that they had at least 6 close friends, but that number has considerably declined in the past years. Now, in a 2022 research study conducted by the Pew Research Center, 63% of men below the age of 30 reported being single, compared to 34% of women in the same age bracket. The research also concluded that younger men are more likely to be single compared to older men. Now, let's talk about how the dating gap widens. Now, in a now viral article by Greg Matos, he addressed the rise of singlehood for American men. Matos stated that because times have changed, women have healthier standards for relationships that men are forced to abide by or remain single. In his article, Matos stated that women are more likely to be able to thrive solo, without needing a romantic partner. This means a relationship skills gap that, if not addressed, will likely lead to fewer dating opportunities and longer periods of being single. There's less patience for poor communication skills today. The problem for men is that emotional connection is the lifeblood of healthy long-term love, and it requires all the skills that families still are not consistently teaching young boys. Now, because dating apps are inundated with men who are looking to make a romantic connection, women are overwhelmed, and this hampers the chances of the authentic connection. A report from Global Web Index indicated that worldwide, men represented 62% of dating app users, and this affected their chances of finding partners online. Additionally, the overwhelming statistics indicated that women were overwhelmed and inundated with too many options. The statistics may seem surprising to many people who assume that single Black women have the highest non-coupled rate, but the numbers disagree. Additionally, the pattern remains that although many men may be available to date, there is a significant shortage of men who meet the income and educational requirements that most women envision for a lifelong partner. Single Black women fall into the category of women who want better relationship outcomes. With the upswing of Black sisterhood, self-care, Black girl luxury, and that sort of life, many single Black women are realizing that they deserve to live effortlessly. They are also coming to the realization that the glamorization of the struggle of is just a fallacy. Yeah, I don't need to struggle. Okay, I don't need to struggle of. Now, while the data may be surprising to some, the numbers just proved that what Black women knew all along. Okay, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, Black women now, because we're more educated and we're out here doing things, well, more Black women demand things. Okay, they have boundaries, they have criteria, and all of those things. Now, I'm not talking about the woman that had on the green dress and the purple lipstick that was complaining about being taken to the Cheesecake Factory. I'm not talking about stuff like that. But see, here's the thing. Let's talk about how some of these men have all these kids with all these baby mamas. I don't want a man with all these kids and all these baby mamas. And a man can say he don't want a woman with all these kids and all these baby daddies. But at the end of the day, more women, Black women, used to accept that back in the day. Well, now less Black women are accepting that. Because men love to talk about single Black women, but don't they have, single moms, but aren't there lots of single dads? Or not single dads, but dads who have lots of kids? And also, there are some of these women, these little ghetto hood rats is what I call them, who act like they need all these requirements. You need to be making a certain income bracket. You need to be doing this and doing that, but they don't have anything to bring to the table except themselves. And they think that's enough. I'm not talking about those Black women because those are fools. Because if you want somebody to bring something to the table, you too need to bring something to the table. When I see these women saying stupid stuff like that, complaining about what restaurants they're taking to and all of that, to me, they sound nonsensical and obtuse. Because at the end of the day, I'm sorry, you seem entitled. And you're not entitled to anything. No one owes you anything. You owe it to yourself. So not talking about them clearly. But as for the professional Black women or the women who, who are out here with their careers and all of these things, well, they do have certain criteria. And as they should. And so should the men. No one should be forced to settle. But at the end of the day, you have some men who want to sit on the couch all day, smoke cigarettes or weed, and then sit there and drink beer and play video games. There was a video that I was just watching where a young woman was mad because her man had been living with her all this time and he lost his job and had not found one in months. And she was tired of him sitting at home playing video games. So she started packing up his stuff on the live and she's like, "You getting out of here." And she lied and told him that she was being evicted. She really wasn't even being evicted, but she said that so he would get out. Because that was the only way that she could get him out without calling the police. So, there's some baby boys, like the movie Baby Boy. Remember Jody living at home with his mom, not really, making a way for himself. Didn't have a dedicated 9 to 5. He's out here hustling, okay. But the hustle is not going to get you any type of pension, no 401k. It doesn't provide you any health insurance or any of that. So these are things that people think about, right? Women and men should be thinking about these things. So for the young man who said all of those things about Black women, the only thing he was right about is that on average, let me see if I have that receipt, Black women make about 40K. It's a little over that, but it's somewhere in that ballpark. Because I remember looking that up. But at the end of the day, he was wrong about everything else. And he was also right about being the most obese because, as I told you, of course they're going to say we're obese and overweight because we're just naturally thick anyway. That's just in our genes. Okay? That's just in our genes. All right? We have more kadonkadonks. Okay? That's pounds itself, within itself. I'm just saying. And I'm not talking about the BBLs. I'm talking about the natural ones. Okay? And all of that. Thick thighs and all that. That's what most Black women have. It's just the truth. Okay? Terry Hartfield said, "Now I got a picture of Ving Rhames licking that bald head." Little Jody. Okay? So anyway, I think I proved my point. This man is clearly deceived and he is thinking in a nonsensical fashion and he needs to do his research. That's what he needs to do. That's what he needs to do. I'm looking up the average pay because I had that receipt. I don't know what I did with it. Average income for Black women in America. Here it is. Okay. Here's what it says. Median wages for Black women in the United States are $36,300 per year compared to the median wages of $57,000 annually for white non-Hispanic men. That's a difference of $20,000 per year. Now, here's another one. This is the one that I saw. This one says it's 40,000. Hold on. This is the chart right here. This is what I was looking for. What women earn by race and ethnicity. Let me pull this up on the screen. This is the one I was looking for. I know you all probably can't see that, but it has what women earn by race or ethnicity and the different states. As you can see, it goes down all the states. So let's go to, where's the Black women? That's white men. Okay, these are all white men. Hold on. Black women. Okay. Ratio to white men. Okay, there's like a $20,000 gap at the end of the day. And so the bottom line is Black people in general, even Black men, don't make as much as their white counterparts, even if they have more education. That's just a fact. So I don't think he should be trying to put people down because of that. Because at the end of the day, the thing is, Natty said, Dr. Gloria Nixon, educated. Okay, Dr. Gloria Nixon. I don't know who that is, beloved. I have to look her up. Y'all not making a bunch of money with them in debt pieces of paper, worthless degrees, sisters. Well, that's true in some cases, beloved. That is unfortunately true in some cases. But you will be making more money. Just think about it, Prime One. We'd be making less if we didn't have degrees. And a degree isn't just a piece of paper. I know some of y'all want to say that, specifically people who didn't go to college, because Wig One was saying that. She was trying to go in on people who went to college. So, they pay $100,000 a year for college education, and then they only end up making $30,000. Well, I don't make $30,000. Okay? I don't make $30,000. Okay? At the end of the day, my point is this. When you do have higher levels of education, even if you're not making what you should make or what other people are making, you're still making more money than you would without it. Okay? I mean, if you just had a high school degree, you're probably going to be working somewhere like McDonald's. A high school diploma, I mean. You're going to be probably working somewhere like McDonald's or something like that. And you may elevate yourself up to management or something like that. But if you have higher education, it does enable you to make more money, even though it's not what you deserve. Because as far as I'm concerned, anyone with the same criteria of qualifications and experience should be making the same pay. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, whatever. I don't care if you're male or female. You should be making the same. Like, there is a serious pay disparity in this country, and it's a problem. It is an absolute problem. Prime One said, Queen, I work construction. Okay, well, the construction is a good job as far as I'm concerned, because people who work construction, honey, they make money. But my thing is, at the end of the day, I appreciate that I have my degrees because I learned a lot. I have a whole wealth of knowledge. That's how I feel about it. At the end of the day, I like to learn. I like to read and research and all of that. No, I just like to know things. So Leon said the country was built on BS. Yes, it absolutely was. Terry Hartfield said skilled trades make a lot more too. Yes, listen, you could have a skill or trade, like you could be someone who is a mechanic. Mechanics make good money, right? Mechanics make good money. And all you need for that is a high school diploma. But see, I'm not good with my hands. I don't like hard labor. So when I went to college, it was with the intention of being either an attorney or being a college professor. Because that way I'm not doing hard labor, because I don't like hard labor. I worked in a factory when I was young. Okay, like 19, 20. I worked in a factory and I didn't like it. And even though it wasn't hard labor because I was sewing stuff, but at the end of the day, I didn't like it. And I knew this wasn't for me. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to finish college because I was in college at the time. But my thing is, I like to use my talents in a job. So that way it doesn't seem like working. And what is my talent? Well, it's talking. My talent is talking and making it make sense and finding receipts. Isn't that what lawyers and professors do? So I knew I wanted to be one of the two. So I became a college professor. Sometimes I regret not becoming an attorney, but it's not too late. I could still become an attorney. So, who knows what the future holds. Prime One said, that's good, Queen. Thank you, beloved. So with that all being said, Nandy says, I mastered in legal studies too. I just knew I was going to work for Barry Sheck. Okay? So with that all being said, listen. Prime One said, you still can, Queen. I know that's right, beloved, because let me tell you something. I saw a man graduated with a bachelor's degree when he was 94 years old. That's inspiring. And he got the degree because he just wanted to accomplish it. That was one of the things that he never accomplished in his life that he always regretted. And so he did it. He was 94 years old, honey. That's why I say it's never too late until you lying 6 feet deep. Then it's too late. But until the casket drops, honey, you still got time. You still have time at the end of the day. Okay, Mad Dog Jack says, that's why I don't understand how a high school dropout can make 7 figures. I know, right? It's all crazy. It's all crazy. Juju said plantation labor, okay? Superstar Bella said, your brain is your greatest asset. Thank you, beloved. And you know what? Thank you. I appreciate you for saying that, because someone asked me one time, what do I like best about myself? And I said, I like my mind. I like my mind. And you know, I often think about, you know how people get old and then they lose their mental capacity, their cognitive skills and all those things like Joe Biden seems to be doing, not poking fun, but being serious. When I think about that, hold on, speaking of Joe Biden, let me just show you all this so y'all know what I'm talking about. Lord, poor Joe Biden. I keep telling him to go on to Shady Pines. I already reserved the room. But I think about, right now, I do things that strengthen my mind and my brain power. Like I do crossword puzzles. You know, I do like mental challenges and things like that. I like to do that because, see, here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. You have to exercise your mind, just like you exercise at the gym. The more you exercise something, the stronger it gets. And see, when you get older, if you have been eating healthy and exercising your mind, you'll be less likely to have things like Alzheimer's and things like that. So I always think about that because I love my mind so much. I'm like, I don't want to be like old one day and then don't remember who people are that I love. I don't want to be not remembered all the knowledge that I have and have gained over all this time. I don't want to be that way. So I do things to purposely strengthen my mind. So thank you, beloved. I appreciate you for saying that. But now let's go to Joe Biden, because Lord, Joe Biden said some stuff the other day and I thought he was going to need a translator. I thought he was talking a whole nother language. I'm like, what in the world is our president talking about? This is all nefarious. Please pay attention. I'm going to put this up on the screen. I'm pretty sure I shared it on Twitter after someone posted it. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. Here it is. Lord have mercy, Joe. Joe, just give it up at this point. I'm going to let y'all hear this a few times because it's just like a 5-second clip, but I'm going to let it play at least 3 times so y'all try to figure out what this man is saying, okay? I have no idea, okay? I have no idea what Joe's talking about. Please pay attention. Okay, let me just...
America unless you want to get the benefit. Don't mess with the men in America unless you want to get the benefit. Don't mess with the men in America unless you want to get the benefit. Don't mess with the men in America unless you want to get the benefit.
I'm sorry, what? That crazy bitch Eric said, say what? Claudette said, English, please. Miss Evie said, Jim Crow Joe done lost his mojo. Somebody call Shady Pines ASAP. I keep telling y'all, I already paid for a whole year up front. All right. Joe Biden is the new mumble rapper. What was he saying? It sounded like he had a mouthful of mush. I don't know what. That crazy bitch Eric said, call the Shady Pines immediately. Miss Mississippi said, what the hell are the people screaming for? That's what I was wondering. Okay, all hell no said interpreter immediately, okay? This is all crazy. This is all crazy. I'm not going to poke fun at that man because we all got to get old one day. And I just don't want to be in his condition when I do. That's all I'm saying. I want to have my full cognitive skills, okay? I want to be in my right mind. That's all I'm saying. Twisted Logic says, my mother had dementia. He's declining. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, beloved. And yes, he is. He is, okay? My grandfather has it. My grandfather has it too. So that's what I'm saying. Queen and Mona Hughes said polypeptide got him tripped up. Oh, crazy. Y'all are low down. Anyway, with that all being said, that crazy bitch Eric said those people thirsty to have Joe Biden in that hot seat. Okay. So with that all being said, Tori said, was that an AI glitch? Miss Eva said, it's dementia. Somebody please stop him. This is elder abuse for real. It really is. Please don't try to put him back in the Oval Office. I beg of you, Americans, please. This is a PSA. Please, Americans. This is Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. And I approve this message. Do not, under any circumstances, allow Jim Crow Joe to get back into that Oval Office. Oh, nefarious. Leon said, I think that was a gag. I don't know, beloved. Okay, I can't say. I have questions. Okay, Evelyn said, great commentary, great show. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Okay, so I'm out of here. Listen, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this lovely evening. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And I will see you all in the morning for your morning wake-up calls. And don't forget to subscribe to the backup channel if you have not done so already, all right? Thank you in advance. So each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, as I just said, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Not yourselves, but the Most High. Because y'all know when times get hard, y'all be praying to the Most High. It's funny because some of y'all don't even talk to the Most High at all ever until something goes bad. You should be having active conversations with the Most High every day. You should be listening to the Most High every day. Make sure, for those of you that follow my spiritual channel, you already know when you're in your theta, make sure you're manifesting. Okay, when your theta brain waves are activated, make sure you're practicing your manifestation. Okay, I've been doing it. Make sure you're doing it too. All right, because you can manifest your own reality, in fact. With that all being said, enjoy the rest of this evening, honey, and I will talk to you all in the morning. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got